So, rhythm games. Pretty fun, right? Straightforward, mechanically simple, a feel-good time for friends, family, and foes alike. This all started back during PS1 days, with titles like Parappa the Rapper, Beatmania, and Biff Ribbon. One might expect these games to be maybe rudimentary in some ways, but I mean, a go at a Saturday morning cartoon narrative, vector graphics, and CD audio map generation. Beatmania? They were punching pretty high up from the get-go. Gameplay-wise, there's no doubt quirks and design and structure to discuss, but the basics are consistent. Hitting a button to a rhythm. Well, you look at a game controller and you got multiple ways to go about it, but pressing buttons is about all you can do with it, lest you start getting creative. In contrast, you got the arcade releases of the time. The necessity of a cabinet with hardwired controls meant they could go further and push the theming, with games like Guitar Freaks, Taiko no Tatsujin, and of course, Dance Dance Revolution. Culturally, these were a great fit too, for complicated reasons I don't feel like explaining, but so now the goal was to bring that arcade experience to the home console, and the way to go about it was of course, peripherals. It's hard and expensive, but you can convince gamers to buy bongos for their monkey game. Hell, Harmonix stole Konami's whole bit, and now they get to sell prohibitively expensive plastic guitars. Now you're still getting traditional rhythm games like Katsune Miku Project Diva, and innovative games like cursor-based game Osu and crack-based game Sound Voltex. I don't know what's going on with this. But for home consoles, if you're not dancing with a Wiimote, you're really just pressing buttons, at least as far as I can tell. It's a shame traditional gaming controllers don't have anything but buttons. Hey, wait a second. HYPERBEAT is a newly released rhythm game where you control a character in a rail shooter setup, with a range of motion limited to a circular gate, like the one in your analog stick. This translates to one-to-one controls where you rotate your stick around the edge to fly through targets and tubes to the beat. Before we get into specifics, let's discuss the controls for a bit. A strictly timing-based digital input control scheme is great for reasons previously discussed. It's a proper representation of the basics of rhythm. But of course, rhythm isn't just that. It flows and weaves back and forth, it interjects with melody in complex ways. There's a reason dancing is different from marching. By attaching rhythm to an analog input method, HYPERBEAT involves the player with the music in a more active role, and a more expressive one. It's extremely satisfying on a physical level as well, using momentum to carve the joystick back and around, though it is no doubt unconventional, and therefore requires some time to adjust to. When I first started playing, my finger would slip out and I would have to find a moment to re-grab it with my thumb, but once you get over the initial hurdle, it's perfectly fine. Mice and tablets are also supported, and while I don't have a tablet to test with, I'll say I tried the mouse for a bit and found it to be a much less enjoyable experience. Given the play area restriction, a stick is just much more intuitive. Now there's different kinds of notes that you'll be hitting, each designed to test a different kind of skill, as the in-game guidebook explains in clear design doc-esque language. You've got your soft notes, which you just want to be touching, precision notes that will rate you on how perfectly centered you pass through them, timed hits as well in the form of the swipe notes, which come in left and right variety, and cross notes, which judge you on both timing and accuracy. You add sustained notes on top of that, and you got a lot of toys to play with. But the amazing thing about it all is how you end up modulating between these different forms of play that still feel totally cohesive as a single whole. If you think of a rhythm game song as a narrative, a story, then the chart would be the characterization, right? Because of the level of expression the design allows, the mapping can really flesh out each song, making them that much more engaging. Floaty airy tracks might focus on these flowing paths where you can relax and seemingly drift across the edge. A more aggressive, punchy track can have lots of cross notes with tight flicks from one corner to the other. Even in individual songs, you can have whole adventures where you smoothly transition between accenting the snare, following a lead, or playing to a droning bass. You can play out a call and response setup across the playfield, you can follow alternating patterns with swipe notes, it's a whole thing. Of course, the only thing making this all possible is the game's music, a fully original soundtrack by in-house composer Chancellor Wallen. Playing around electronic music genres, it's a very cohesive score, but it varies it off just enough to escape any accusations of lacking variety. Phasing in and out of breakbeats, (808s), some really hard-hitting drum programming. Just really inspired sound selection and catchy melodies that set each song apart. Song length is kept relatively short on average, which my fingers definitely appreciate. The tracks can get pretty fucked up, especially as you crank the difficulty up. They can be quite exhausting mentally as well, so I'd say this was a good call. The rating system is really cheeky with how rank requirements tighten up towards the top, making it so every single mistake is costly, but you're always tantalizingly close to the next rank threshold. It's fucked up, but I love it. If you're ever at risk of getting tired smashing your head against the song though, why not rest and take a walk around the Wellspring? I kinda buried the lead here, but there's an entire hub world to this rhythm game, where you can chat with colorful characters, play dress up, and just kinda chill, honestly. I feel kinda silly even bringing attention to it, but look at this game, it's gorgeous. The gameplay sections are no doubt taking a page out of Rez and Bib Ribbon's book of graphics, but it definitely has its own thing going on. Every single transition, UI element, animation, it's just overflowing with style. Even the loading screen looks like a 2000 Shaft anime production. Oh hell nah, I smoked that shit that made me wake up in the meat plaza. Character models have this sparkly shimmering effect or other animated textures that contrast very well with the blocky, dark environment. And colorful objects like butterflies and tree leaves have this thick vertex looking outline that just make them pop. An amazing eye for aesthetics. Walking around has this stilted animation skip that's hella cool, and if you have physics strip on your character, you can see it jingle about. Like damn, that's fucking cool. The slow walking really solidifies this place as a relaxing, contemplative space. Even interacting with stuff requires you to stop and sit still as this cute bar fills up. Songs are accessed through these stained glass murals, corresponding to the main cast of characters you'll be talking with. The game presents this as a social link type system, but really it's much simpler. You just talk with them periodically and eventually unlock their songs on the payphone for easy access. These conversations are where the narrative content lies, discussing creative struggles, work-life balance, relationship troubles, and committing to your passions. It's nothing super in-depth, more like broad strokes and vibe-based, if you will. The start of the game made me anticipate something more abstract or shrouded in imagery somewhat, but no, it's mostly really literal stuff. Not gonna lie, some of the dialogue doesn't really do it for me. I understand and appreciate the role of the self-improvement motif within the game, but it tends to fall with the deftness of a self-help book, especially when delivered by these one-off bar patrons who just jump straight into it with little context or preamble. The humor is similarly hit or miss. I find this kind of dialogue that's very precious about its preciousness, it's just really hard to land unless your name is Talias Fox. There's some pretty good bits though. I feel like a bit of an asshole, earnestly criticizing the dialogue in this rhythm game of all things, but I only do it because I believe there was a genuine attempt and a lot of consideration as to its place within the game. And sometimes it really pulls it off when chatting with the main guys. You can get what you feel you need out of the story, and it works perfectly that way, like the rest of the game. Come to experience an extremely unique and stylish rhythm game, or stick around to push the mechanics and yourself. Maybe even playing or making custom maps on the workshop. Either way, HYPERBEAT is no doubt one of the best rhythm games I've ever played, and honestly up there for my favorite game released this year. It's probably coincidental, but we might be entering an indie rhythm game golden age? UNBETEABLE just released while I was working on this video. I played the demo prologue thing a few years back and had a good time with it, so I'll definitely get around to it soon. I know a lot of people are really excited about that one. But yeah, that's about it from me, so I guess that's the
It's funny. I was living for others so much. I stopped doing it for myself. It takes so much work to do anything important. You have to remember to do it for yourself first. And trust your taste. And at the end of the day, if nobody likes what you've made, at least you do. And maybe that's enough.
Is it enough for you?
I think it could be. One day.